Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It all depends on the time at which you're watching us. On the microphone here is Dieudonné Wakumwaka. I'm a civil engineer and entrepreneur, and also the one that you know, the founder of La Wakumwa Sons. And behind the camera, before I introduce the person of the day, we have Mike Tumbu, who is the founder of Vision Capture. So if you can see that this video is clear, it's because of that guy behind the camera. He's also a civil engineer and well qualified and experienced in road construction, as well as an entrepreneur as well. So we have on my right here, I have Audrey Lubenga. He is a doctor, actually busy with his PhD, doing his research in chemical engineering. I'll just give him a chance to introduce himself better. He's from UCC, the best university, as you know. So we're going to discuss amazing topics that you will hear here that will change your life. La Wakumwa Sons is passing the mic.
Okay, as you were saying, I'm Audrey. I'm doing my PhD at University of Cape Town, where I do my research in energy systems modeling. So basically, I'm also a thinker. So what I do is just to try understand life, try to understand the people's mind, and try just to seek a way to succeed and to understand success. So that's why I've created Oku Academy, a platform helping young people to understand and discover their potentials and how they can just foster it to make their lives be better. Yeah, basically that's it.
All right, so that's great. You know well that we are doing this for the youth development and involvement in the society. But you know, for this work to go far, you know, certain things that we need to do. You need to like, you need to share, and that's basically what we need from you. There's nothing much in that, you know. Just as soon as you watch the video, do like and do share. So we're going to go to our topic of the day. We actually are focusing on something so important, and we're only going to talk about the youth. And our topic of the day is the progression of a well-lived life. You know, the youth of today are so confused. They are living a certain life that is not worthy to be lived. They are changing the progression of things. What they were supposed to do at 50, they are doing it at 20. And what they're supposed to do at 20, they will do it, they will want to do it later. Yeah. And we all know that we don't have time in our hands. We do not know when the end will come. That's why we're going to proceed straight with our Dr. Audrey, who will, you know, ask questions that are so pertinent for this event that we have today, and they will help us move along. So stay tuned, and you will definitely enjoy this.
Here we go. With this topic, I would like just to understand something. You know, nowadays, most of the youth, they always say that I still have time. I still have time to do everything that I have to do. So currently I have just to enjoy my life. And then at a given time, I'll be serious about my life. And then I will be trying to do things that I'm supposed to do. But currently I have just to enjoy my life. But what is the advice, but not just the advice, but your view about that way of thinking, and what will be maybe the consequences in the future if someone is still thinking that he has enough time to not be serious about his life? But some people, they are not conscious of that. They want just to enjoy their lives, and then they think that they have enough time just to focus maybe in the future. What do you think about it?
Thanks so much for the question. I will answer quickly so that we don't make the video longer. So that's a very important question. I think everyone says that. Mm-hmm. I will answer this question by giving a very simple example, like of our student life. I know students, you can give them an assignment in January to submit in September. Mm-hmm. Trust me, they will start working on the assignment in August, maybe on the 31st of August. That's basically what happened. Mm-hmm. And with this, you realize that you do not have time to touch at every subject. This is the same thing with life. You know, in life, life is just like an assignment, basically. So we are living, and we actually having an assignment to live the life that we have. And if we consider ourselves as students, thinking in our mind that we've got enough time to enjoy now, and we only focus the last week of the submission date, you will know that your work will not be perfect as it's supposed to be. So for me, I will say there's not enough time to waste. Every time you find time, do the right thing. That's the only thing that you can do, because you might have time today and you don't know what responsibilities are waiting for you next week. And the fact that you're procrastinating what you're supposed to do now, you will find yourself overwhelmed with many activities and many things that will be happening next week. Then you won't be doing what you're supposed to do today. So I would say there is never time. There's never enough time. You can be young, you still don't have enough time. Most of the time we look at the older people and say, oh, I still have enough time. They do not have enough time. But nowadays we see people dying young. At 30, a person is no longer in the world. So that person was supposed to consume and use the time the right way so that they don't get to lose it when the day of going comes. So I think that the response I was just giving in a nutshell. Thank you.
So thank you for this clarification, but there is something that I would like to understand. I would like just to take my own example. For instance, when I was much younger, I didn't have anybody to tell me these things. Sometimes you can tell a young person that you don't have enough time as you may think, but you have to focus on all of that. I believe that they don't understand it. And just to tell them that, okay, you don't have time and all of that, sometimes it's not productive, it's not effective. They don't get it. Most of them, they will tell you that you don't understand me, even though you have been through the same thing, but they will always say that you don't get it. And how to find a way to show them that I get you, I understand you, I feel you, but the way you're doing things is not right. This is exactly the best way to do so that you can expect something great in your life. How to find that room where you can just meet them halfway and try to understand them, and so that they can understand you and you can help them go forward. So I would like just to understand that.
Oh, yeah. Thanks so much. Wow, this is really amazing. Again, I'll respond this question with maybe putting a certain disclaimer before answering. Every parent has been a devil in their child life at a certain age. Yeah. All of us somehow we thought that our parents were doing something wrong. They did not love us. But with time, we got at a certain level. Then we understood that, the parents were right, actually. Because that time our conscience wasn't working perfectly, basically. And we were so taken and soaked in the youth that we thought everything that we were doing was right and our parents were always wrong. So for me, maybe the one thing that our parents, our African parents did not do right was maybe the fact that they created a certain barrier between us and them. So there was a certain way that we were looking at our parents. So when the father is there, the mother is there, there was no relationship, a direct one, a certain, like a friendly relationship, So we saw them as a person with authority, as a manager, as a person in the house. So now it's so difficult for you to convey a certain message to the person if you don't have a certain relationship with them. So to answer this question, I would say that the most important thing that we need to do as people that have understood something about this life is to bring ourselves in a friendly relationship with the people that we want to advise. Because once we become friends, once we become the buddies of those people, it's going to be simple for us to give them a certain advice. It's like you and me, we speak, we share, we do everything. If you give me an advice, I will know that, this advice is really something I need to consider because of, the way we are, the way we live, and there is no that barrier between us, that's separating us. But now, if that friendship is not there, there's no way that you can educate a person. In your area, when you see a boy doing something wrong, if there's that barrier between you and them, there's no way for you to change them. But if you first befriend yourself with them, and from there you can now tell them what's wrong in what they're doing, and then you can also share your experience because you've been through what they're going through, and you can tell them that, you know, I was just like you, and here I am. Look, I've seen that this stuff are not correct, and for me, the best shortcut I will give you to a successful life is to maybe listen to what I'm telling you because I've been where you are. So that's basically what I can answer on this one. Thanks so much.
You gave something, and I believe that is really important just to get close to those young people. But there is that gap of the age gap, right? And then sometimes they will always be hesitant just to open up to someone who is older than them. And this leads me to this question about peer pressure, for example. You know, we always say that, okay, you have to surround yourself with good friend, you need to choose right friend and good friend, all of that. But I believe that in our stage of life it is easier for us to have that discernment. But what about a young person who is still maybe 50 years old, and you are asking him or giving an advice saying that, okay, you have to choose the right person, right friend and all of that. So what do you believe that will be the best approach just to lead them to choose the right friend? And the second thing is, if you surround yourself with, just put yourself in the shoes of a young person, you surround yourself with bad friends. How can you expect such person maybe to make it in life? How that person can escape that bad environment and still make it in life?
Thanks so much. I will start with the first question. If I understood the question well, is that maybe I can try to paraphrase if I'm right. So you're saying that you mean how can we help the young people to choose the best friends? Yes. For me, I will say that, you know, there's a say in French that says l'expérience m'a rendu sage. Many people say that at a certain point in life. Life does not lie to us as well. That, you know, when you're making wrong choices, somehow at the end you realize that, that was a bad choice that I did. Because most of the time, the best that we can do, us on our side, is to tell the person the truth. That, no, I see this friend, after observing, they are not the correct friend that you need to be with. And what I think is that you need to look at your friend. Maybe that's the correct friend. That one, I don't think so. If the person, actually, when you're telling them that, they still have to make their own judgment within. Now, if their judgment goes against the advices that you've been giving them, I believe that life will teach them at a certain point, and they'll realize that, no, I made a bad choice. You know, Audrey was right when he was talking to me about this. So that's maybe the response that I give to the first one. And the second one is, okay, if how can a person do to escape the wrong environment, am I right, to be the right person? So first of all, you know, people neglect the environment so much that they end up being what they never intended to be. Because an environment plays a very, very important role in our life. If maybe now I am not in a nightclub somewhere dancing, it's because of the environment that I have. Maybe I am with you and we always have interesting topics that I have no time to go to the nightclub. But if we were all people that are thinking a certain thing, in a certain direction, my environment was always doing something wrong, I will end up doing it, you know? I like saying that if your phone is not waterproof, you don't need to take it to the swimming pool with. Before, the only thing that you can do to a wrong environment is to change it. But you cannot change it if you do not have a language in you yet. Because the only thing that will happen is that when you go to a dangerous environment, it will corrupt you. Even if you try, I'll give an example, the time of COVID-19. You will see that there were certain vaccines and stuff that came to strengthen the immune system. They first gave it to doctors. You know, why? Because the healthcare givers, they were the one exposed. So they were the one to be armed first. In other words, if those people were not armed and tried to expose themselves to the virus, they were going to lose their life. This is the same thing, because knowledge is something that strengthens our conscious immune system. So if you do not have enough knowledge and you haven't transformed yourself and you expose yourself to a wrong environment, it will end up corrupting you. So I believe that if you notice that your environment is wrong and you do not have enough baggage to help them to change the way of seeing things, it's high time for the person to leave it. But if you see that, okay, those people are not, I will use these words, are not changeable. So I think the best solution is to run away from them, because at the end of the day, you will end up being like them. You can surround yourself with people that are speaking a certain language. Trust me, if you spend certain time with those people, you end up speaking that language. So I like the guy who said, I think John Maxwell also spoke about that you are the average of the 5 people that surround you. So when the 5 people that surround you are dressing a certain way, you will dress the certain way. Are eating certain food, you will find yourself eating the same kind of food. So an advice to a young man who is surrounded with people that are doing wrong things is that if you are not able to change them and to advise them, change the environment. Otherwise, you will end up being like them and you will end up killing your conscience. So that's basically what I can give on there. Thanks so much.
Okay, I get it, and I think that young people need just to have mentors, around them to show them exactly what to do, which kind of choice to make. But there is this question that is coming in my mind is, when we are still young, we are also confused. We don't know ourselves. We are still discovering things about ourselves. And asking a young person to be focused while he's still discovering new things in his life is really difficult for them. So how to help those young people to focus, to know exactly, because I believe that if you have to come to that conclusion that I don't have enough time, I have to focus, you need to know exactly what you want for your life. You need to discover your potential, your purpose, to know your strengths, your weaknesses.
Yeah.
So those things are kind of prerequisites. First of all, they need to discover that, and then they can focus. So how can we, or how can you lead or just guide that young person who he is willing to listen to you, but he's still confused even about his friends or places he's going and all of that, because he wants just to try new stuff, and maybe sometimes he's making bad decisions. How to lead such young person, just to lead him to that life of focus. He knows exactly what he has to do.
Wow, thanks a lot. Yes, the first thing that I will say on here is that I believe you just said something about having a mentor. I think that is very important to have a mentor, because if you don't have one, life becomes blurry and difficult. And I will say that, discovering something new is not bad, but if your discovery is making you lose focus, then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Because there are many people who died while discovering and they lost everything. I like what they say in French again, that, en voulant trop gagner, on perd tout. So when you want to win it all, you might end up losing it all. So it simply means that, let me say, for instance, you want to discover how to make money at a very young age, while you are still in primary school, and you want to discover, how to make money. It's very hard for you to get time to focus. There's what we call priorities, basically. And those priorities can be outlined to you by your mentors. And all of us, we get born in the family. And in the family, we have our parent as our first mentors. That can assist us somehow. But even if you were raised by a single parent, you still have a mother who is there, she's the direct mentor that you have there first. Not only that, we are all, we can have siblings, or if you are firstborn, you don't have the chance to have big brothers and big sisters in the society you still have neighbors that are living a proper life, and those people can help you to make the right discoveries, because there are certain discoveries that if you do them, you discover that earlier, you won't really do anything good with life. Trust me, no matter how rich, if we speak about money, you want to be, if your mental health is not correct, that money is useless. That's why when you have a mentor who help you to outline the priorities in life, that will help you, to gain a certain focus and see how you can put those discoveries into perspective, so that you don't get to focus on what is not useful for that specific time. So I will say that it's important to have mentors in order for us to understand certain things in life. And if you see that maybe it's challenging for you to get to certain mentors, or maybe you are shy or whatever, those topics will come. We speak on shy, how to take shyness away or whatever. But you can still go online. That's why we have YouTubes and we have what we are doing now, so that people can at least have a certain baggage that will help them be what they want to be, and again to discover the purpose in life. Thanks so much. Yes.
Yeah, it was a good time to spend with Dieudonné Wakumwaka. And I would like just to add something on everything he has said. And I believe that the future is ours if we start early in life. So if you can start now to focus on important matters in your life, I believe that you'll be successful early in your life. So everybody you have seen on TV, or those successful people, they've started early in life, most of them, just to know exactly what they have to do. So I believe that we need just to delve into this topic more often, so that we can understand, we can discover, because I believe that you still have more questions to ask. Sometimes you can say that they don't get it, I'm going through this and all of that. So maybe you can leave a comment in the section, the comment section, so that we can delve into your questions or a topic, so that we can go further in this discussion. So I thank you for your time. And I believe that next time we'll go further and we'll do something great with that. Thank you.
Wow. Thanks so much, Dr. Audrey. These questions were really amazing, and I believe they've really changed many people's lives. And like you said, many topics are to come. Please, like Dr. Audrey said just now, please do put your topic in the comment section. Do not feel shy, just put it on there. Whatever you put on, we will come back with it very strong. So this was an amazing time with Dr. Audrey, again, a researcher and a thinker, the founder of Oku Academy and researcher in chemical engineering at the University of Cape Town. And again, behind the camera, the man behind the scene, it's Mike Tsumbu, the founder of Vision Capture. So you can see how beautiful these videos are, and you will definitely, for any events, please do contact us. We have you covered. And this was your friend Dieudonné Wakumwaka dans la Wakumasan. Stay tuned and see you very soon. Don't forget something so important. Please do like and share so that you can support us. All the best. See you.